So, hi everyone. Donna here from Nails by Miss Donna, and today we're doing another makeup video. What we wanted to share with you today was how to conceal dark circles and bags under your eyes. So Mary is going to be doing that, and we're going to kind of talk you through the steps so you'll be able to learn how to hide those dark circles and bags under your eyes that should you get them. So how are we going to start, Mary?
Hello everyone. So today I'm going to teach you guys how to color correct underneath your concealer. So first of all, we're going to be doing her whole makeup to give you guys the full effect. But we're going to do most of the rest of her makeup off camera. But first, you always want to start out with a good primer, no matter what you're doing. So we're going to go ahead and prime her face for any makeup that we're going to be putting on it today. So I'm using the Farmhouse VFX Pro Camera Ready Strobe Cream Primer.
That's from Pharmacy.
Yes. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that all over her face. Make sure to get underneath her eyes. And if you don't have an eyelid primer, it's always okay to use your regular primer underneath your concealer on your eyes. So that's what we're going to do, is just prime our face up. We're just gonna put the excess here on her neck, because you always want to put your makeup on your neck. Okay, so now that we're done priming, here comes the color correction part. So we are using you can't see it because it has a sticker over it, but this is the NYX color correcting palette, and we got this one on Amazon, right?
Yes, I got that on Amazon. I'll leave a link for you guys down in the description.
So yeah, you can get this palette. It has a couple different colors. It has a contour color, a couple different like red, rosy shades for your dark circles, which is what we're going to be targeting today. Green is usually for covering up red, and then yellow is usually for just covering up kind of red as well. It just if your skin is too pink, it helps add some yellow to neutralize out your skin. So we're going to use the pink today to try and cover some of her dark circles. I usually would use if you're using a palette like this, I would use the darker shade of pink. These shades are very similar, but I think we are gonna go ahead and use
This one, right?
Yeah, I think we're gonna.
Looks a little more peachy than this one. I don't know if you can tell, but this one here is a little more peachy. This one is more pinky, I think. But then I'm not wearing my glasses, so who knows?
Yes, this one is definitely more pink. So I think we're gonna use the more. It really depends on your skin tone. As you guys can see, she has kind of some redness, and so since she has redness, part of me kind of wants to go more orange because I don't want to add more redness to her face. So it's really color theory, and you guys can watch more videos to learn about that. But I think I'm going to go ahead and use the more orange one. It's actually turning like a tan color. That's interesting. So we're going to use the orange one today to try to color correct for her. Since she has a lot of pink tones, we're going to use some orange tones. So you don't have to get a color correcting palette like this. You can use lipstick or eyeshadow or any, here, can you look up? Any other makeup product, but this is great if you have to color correct very often. Sorry, my allergies, my eyes are all watering. So as you can see, I'm gonna cover her whole area here where we would conceal. And I don't know if you guys can tell, I know on camera it kind of looks like it's just regular concealer, but in person it's pretty orange and tan and does not match your skin tone at all, which might be kind of scary at first if you've never tried color correcting, but that is how it's supposed to look, so don't worry. And I just applied this with a flat pharmacy brush, by the way. Now we're gonna take our beauty blender and kind of blend that in just as you would normal concealer. And you can color correct on the eyelids. Her eyelids are a little red, but normally we can cover that with just concealer, so I'm not worried about that. And now, as you can see, she's starting to look more, you know, her bags and her dark circles are starting to go away. So another great thing about this palette is you can actually mix colors. I am not going to mix any colors today, but you can make your own concealer with this palette. So say I put this color on her right now and it's so close to her skin tone that it looks like concealer, then I would just go ahead and leave it. But it is a little dark for what we normally do for her makeup. So I'm going to go ahead and just put her regular concealer over top. This is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. And we're not going to do as much as we normally do. We're just going to do a little bit to brighten up her under eye, because that concealer or that color corrector that I already put is so close to her skin tone. We just need a little bit of brightening. And unfortunately this palette doesn't have a white, or I would have used that mixed with what I use. So that's a really cool thing about these color correcting palettes, is you can make your own concealer. And as you can see, it has some like yellow and pink shades. Yellow and pink is really good for people with lighter skin tones. If you have darker skin tones, they have this one, and they have so many other palettes with all different color correcting concealers. So these concealers are actually super creamy, and I really like them. Now since her eye looks a little funny, I'm going to put some just concealer on her eyelid like we normally would for her makeup. And the reason I didn't blend the color corrector very much was because I wanted that color to cover any of the darker, here look up, spots that she had beforehand. So I'm adding more concealer because I just want to make it look right. And you can be generous with concealer. If you use say you use a red, you're going to want to cover the red completely with concealer. So it really depends on your color, based on what color corrector you would want to use. But red or oranges or pinks are pretty standard for covering dark circles. And as you can see, when she opens her eye, I do not see any dark circles there. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go ahead and do her other side the same way.
I think you can compare it with the other side. You know, you can see that it's covered.
Yeah. And in person,
and yeah, it looks funny right now, but once we put our foundation and everything over it, it won't. You'll see, it'll look really nice.
Yes. And it already does look nice if you were just looking at the eyes. I really don't see any dark circles. Now it is kind of hard to cover bags sometimes because they're usually like kind of like little wrinkles in your skin. You know, it creates a little bag. But she doesn't have any bags today, so unfortunately we can't really test that, but you would do that the same exact way by just finding a shade that matches with your skin tone. So that's one big thing about color correcting, is that you want something that is going to blend into your skin really nicely, and I think I did a really good job with picking this kind of more orange color. So I'm just going to do the same thing, and I would love to add that these concealers are so creamy, and it's a great thing to have. Say you run out of concealer one day and you kind of have to make your own concealer. It's a really great product to just have on hand, or if you're really trying to get more into makeup, it's really good to learn how to color correct, and that's one of the biggest steps when being a beginner, is just learning your color correction and learning how different skin tones work with different colors. So I think this orange really blended with her skin really nicely. Like I said, why I didn't do the pinker color, because she has a lot of red, so I wanted something with a little more of a tan, because you kind of, just how I'm covering up the dark circles with a pink, you want to like offset your colors of your face. If I was color correcting a pimple, like or redness, or anything red, I would obviously use green. But depending on the colors of your skin and how much redness you have, you might want to add some purple to that. So you can kind of get some neutralizing tones, and as you guys saw, there is a purple in the palette that we have here. So I'm going to do the same process. As you can see, I just applied it to this whole area, and now I'm going to tap it all in with a beauty blender. Can you look up, please? And I know color correcting can be time consuming when doing your makeup, but you can also find color correcting concealers and even color correcting primers. We had one before when we did a makeup video on this channel. So you can find things like that if you don't really want to get a palette. There's so many options out there. So again, we're going to just do some regular old concealer here on top, and most of the time you are going to want to apply your concealer over top of your color correction, because usually color correcting concealers are a little lighter unless you got a color correcting palette with maybe a white shade or a really light tan shade. Then that would be okay for concealer, but you always want your concealer to be lighter than your foundation to kind of highlight your under eye area, and it just brings life to your eyes, and it makes you look nice and bright and awake. Can I return this way? Can you look up? Open your eyes. Okay, and as you guys can see, we've color corrected both sides. She looks a little funny right now, but we're going to go ahead and finish her foundation and the rest of your makeup, and then we'll be right back to show you guys the finished product. So this is her finished look. As you guys can see, we just did a simple, her regular everyday look. And as you guys can see, her dark circles are pretty much non-existent. Could you make a straight face for us, please? Yeah, you can tell a little bit more when she makes a straight face. That
She doesn't like me to smile.
But yeah, it's just flawless over here. And you can't even see her dark circles. She looks 5 years younger. She looks 25.
Yeah. I look 25.
So, yeah, that's how to color correct. If you guys have any questions on maybe some of the different colors we had in the NYX Color Correcting Concealer Palette, just leave them down below. And if you guys have if you guys want us to make more color correction videos, then let us know. Yeah, this is...
It's sad we don't know someone who has like a lot of acne.
Yeah.
You know, because I bet that there's a lot of younger people out there that have the acne.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in school, I was blessed to not have acne, but there were a lot of girls that just would have done anything to be able to cover up that acne.
Yeah,
You know.
agreed. I would love to do a video
I don't
like
know
that.
anyone that has acne.
Yeah, I a couple of my friends do, and we could always demo it on some of my little pimples and stuff, but I know people mostly struggle with the cystic acne, like all over their cheeks and stuff. So if you guys would like to see different types of color correcting, maybe covering redness, covering acne, maybe covering scars, we could probably definitely do something like that for you guys. So
In the
comment.
next video, we're going to do a false eyelashes, showing you how to put on the false eyelashes and also the magnetic eyelashes, the false eyelashes, because I know a lot of people have a hard time with that. So we're going to be covering that. We're also going to have start doing some characters. So I'm excited about the character makeup, and I think that it's going to be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
So stay with us. Every Monday we post a makeup video, okay? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
And thank you, Mary, for your help.
No problem.
Bye-bye.